I'm gonna do the dramatic newscaster thing.
Please don't do
Where
that.
they spin
It's
around
not.
in their chair.
Let's not. It's not funny
start
at all.
looking
Stop.
at the back.
Okay. All right.
Hello. Elevate.
What's up, guys? We
Have some announcements.
missing you.
Yeah. The first announcement. The first announcement is that
We miss you so much.
We really do. We miss being in the same room with you guys and hanging out with you, and not just seeing your faces through screens. Although that's pretty much what you're used to with your friends anyway. But we're not. So we miss you physically. But you know what they say?
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
They have said that before. But that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
When you're giving news, you should always start with the sad news first.
Yes.
And on a serious note, with all of the uncertainties that surround the health crisis with coronavirus and COVID-19, we have come to the tough decision at all of our Willow campuses that we have to cancel Collide and Sandblast this year. And it's hard. It's hard because we're grieving the loss of seeing our friends at school and all those awesome math classes that we love. And although you guys are probably getting that through e-learning, but we just, because of the uncertain timeline of when we'll be able to be together again and how large groups can be, we had to make the tough decision to cancel Collide and Sandblast this year. So that's what they say, is start with the sad news first. So
Well, I also think sometimes it helps with grief if you use art as an outlet to describe your feelings and how you're feeling. So I went ahead and drew. I drew how I feel about this Collide news. Do you see what these are?
I actually do know what those are because you use this phrase very often.
Which is
sad beans.
No Collide.
Sad beans. So, no lied. No lied. No collide.
But there will be a Collide in years to come.
Yes, absolutely.
Just not this year.
And we're going to be looking at some other opportunities that we can maybe connect over the summer months. But we do have other ways for people to stay connected.
We did, and you know what? I drew a picture about how that makes me feel. It's my happy. Do you know what this is?
Pig.
It's my happy pig face. I'm really excited about other ways to connect online.
Why a pig?
I don't know, because pigs are cute. Maybe not that one.
Okay.
But
All right.
anyway.
So there are some other ways for you guys to stay connected. Number one are VSGs. That's what the cool kids call it. Otherwise known as virtual small groups. And some of you guys, that was really, we didn't plan that.
We didn't plan that.
But some of you guys are watching this in virtual small groups right now. And so, welcome.
Welcome, guys.
Sundays at 2 p.m., virtual small groups. Stay connected. And you can find all the information that you need to at
Students.
wslathome.org/elevate.
Elevate. Sorry,
Elevate.
guys.
Come on.
I'm not good. It's too much to remember.
It's all right. Another way that you guys can stay connected is through Instagram.
Not Facebook, because that's for old people.
That is for old people. So
We do
Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at WSL Elevate. On the IG, follow us there. All right. Next way that students can stay connected is through our student text list.
I struggled with drawing this one.
Really?
Yeah, can you see it? It was a little tricky.
It's okay. It's a message bubble. I see it.
Thanks for humoring me.
Or a really big scoop of ice cream on a really tiny cone.
Held sideways.
Whatever.
Anywho.
But yeah, join our student text list. We would love for you to do that, and you can get all the info that you need by doing that. And the other way is our brand new YouTube channel. So we have a YouTube channel. We'll be posting some different stuff there each week. We'll be posting these announcements.
This was supposed to be red.
It's
I didn't feel like
use
coloring
your
it all
imagination. Use your imagination.
I'm starting to find coloring books.
Yes. And then we're gonna provide some other ways for you guys to stay connected coming up. We're gonna plan some online game nights, some online Kahoot.
Nice.
We'll have some Kahoots. We'll be in Kahoots, on Kahoot, online.
Nice.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll be planning some online game nights. And then the last thing that we want to announce is that we are in the middle of this Acts reading plan. And so we hope that you guys are joining us along on that journey. We finished up Journey Through Mark, and now we're on to Acts. And so starting tomorrow, April 27th.
26th.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Because today's Sunday.
Continuity, guys. I'm good at this.
Tomorrow, April 27th, we'll be on Acts chapter 6. So we're just reading 5 chapters a week, 1 chapter a day, Monday through Friday. All right? So that's all the announcements we have. Do you have anything else to say?
We can't wait.
For
the future.
For the future?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. That was really profound.
You didn't give me a heads up. Bye, guys.
What is up, Elevate? I hope that you are all doing well. Hey, we are kicking off a series on the book of Acts. Now, I want to start by asking you all a question. Have you ever seen a movie that you really loved? Right? Well, of course, that's a stupid question. We've all seen movies that we really love. Now, my daughter, Peyton, she really loves the movie Frozen. And when she found out that Frozen 2 was coming out, she freaked out. She got to go have a little girls' night and go see Frozen 2 in the movie theater. Here's a picture of her enjoying that night with her friends. Now, here's the deal about sequels. Sometimes sequels are great. I'm sure you would agree. Sometimes sequels are great. Sometimes sequels are horrible. The book of Acts is really like a sequel. It's kind of like the third part in this trilogy. If we were to break the Bible up into 3 different sections, there'd really be like pre-Jesus, like all Old Testament. Then there's the life of Jesus, approximately the 33 years that he lived here on earth. And then there's post-Jesus. And we begin this post-Jesus era in the book of Acts. See, Jesus is actually still here on earth in Acts chapter 1, and he is it's right as he's getting ready to ascend into heaven, or just before he ascends into heaven. And he shares these amazing words with his followers. He says this in Acts chapter 1, verse 8. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth. See, chapters 1 through 5 of the book of Acts, which we read this past week, really mark the beginning of the church. The book of Acts documents the early days and months and years that followed the beginning of what happened after Jesus ascended into heaven, and the beginning of the church. And to be honest with you, we're still living in those days. But it's cool to see how this verse translates even just within the first 5 chapters of this book, because so much happens. The apostles, they're afraid. They begin to share boldly with those around them. They're persecuted. And as some of the followers of Jesus are persecuted, some of the disciples begin to be afraid. And they go into hiding. And as the followers of Jesus are persecuted, the gospel starts to spread. And it's really cool to see how Jesus, those words that he spoke of in Acts chapter 1, verse 8, that you will be my witnesses. And he was talking about this extended reach. It would start small, but then it would grow. And what we read, this persecution that happens and starts it really in the first 5 chapters of Acts, is the beginning of the spread of the church, the spread of the gospel and the good news of Jesus. Now, we're living in interesting times. And what it looks like to be a witness today is different. It's not the same because we can't see each other face to face. Every interaction that we have, unless it's with our family, is a digital interaction. But as you go into small groups, what I want you to do is I want you to think about 3 questions. Number 1, what stuck out to you the most from the first 5 chapters that we read this past week? Number 2, what area of your life do you need to rely more on the power of the Holy Spirit? Number 3, how might God want to be using you to reach people for him in a different way? See, we are living in different times. And when Jesus says that you will be my witnesses, that the power of the Holy Spirit will come upon you and you will be my witnesses. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I find myself living in a lot of fear these days. And I can name different areas where I know I need to give and have more trust in God and rely on the strength of the Holy Spirit. So what area of your life do you need to rely more on the power of the Holy Spirit? Where and how is he calling you to witness in a different way? So I want you to think about those questions as you go into small groups.